race. Even Derek spoke with killing intent. He should die. At the same time, their eyes were worried. Lord of Eternal Life was a planetary state. No wonder the Blade Demons dared to attack. Now their target was Yujing. Report chapter. Contact to sitemap. Pocket hunting dimension. C403 Lord of Eternal Life's remedy measures. Chapter 403 Lord of Eternal Life's remedy measures. On the battlefield, Yujing was initially caught off guard by the presence of the newly arrived people. Eventually, he managed to calm himself down. He looked coldly at the Lord of Eternal Life, Frutinand. You dare to betray our race. Although there was no air for sound to travel in space, there were several ways for powerful beings to communicate. This included using mental force and spirit force. Even though the Eternal Life Palace stirred up trouble inside the Federation's territory, Yujing didn't expect that Frutinand would think about helping the Blade Demons to eliminate him. Kakoroya's and Frutinand's expressions were extremely unpleasant, especially Frutinand. It was already a huge failure that the Order weakening space bomb wasn't able to work. Now Nangong Jing and Chuyu Heshe came when he wanted to assassinate Yujing. Their luck was really at its worst. Nangong Jing and Chuyu Heshe stared at Frutinand and said, Lieutenant General Yujing, leave Frutinand to us, we will keep him. They just wanted to kill Kakoroya before, but now they changed their minds. The Blade Demons and the human race were just each trying to advance their race. There was no right or wrong, but Frutinand chose to betray his race. This was unforgivable. Yujing felt dazed at how powerful Nangong Jing's and Chuyu Heshe's auras were, but he nodded soon. I'll leave Frutinand to you. Guys. Frutinand sneered. Just you two. Their Kai was strong, but they were still mortal evolution states. He wasn't going to underestimate them, but there was no way they could keep him. He then grinned. Did you guys think that we have no more cards after the Order weakening space bomb and gracious system? The three who were about to attack stopped midway upon hearing him. Yujing frowned. What do you mean? Although we can't create a wormhole inside the Ina system, we can still create one outside. How could he not have thought of a contingency measure? And you destroyed the base on planet Gracious, right? Do you really think that only two of the four Palace Lords are taking action? The remaining two Palace Lords are my trusted men. They've snuck outside the Ina system. They're probably going to detonate the remaining bomb soon. When the new wormhole appears, it's not going to be like that damaged wormhole in Planet Gracious. Even if the Ina system can stop it, how much losses would there be? What? Yujing, Nangong Jing, and Chuyu Heshe widened their eyes. They were tricked. No, even the people in the Eternal Life Palace base didn't know what the other two Palace Lords were doing. Luzi was close to that place. He would definitely go help. It would be very dangerous for them. At this moment, Kakoroya and Frutinand attacked. Frutinand wasn't dumb. He said this one because the Ina system had no reinforcements and it was too late to go back. The second was that Nangong Jing's and Chuyu Heshe's appearance was so sudden that it interrupted their plans. He needed to say this to disrupt their mental state. Chuyu Heshe and Nangong Jing looked at each other. They would finish the battle quickly and return to help. Planet Gracious, Xingzan City. Luzi, who was sitting on his bed, opened his eyes, his face twisted in pain. It hurts. He shivered on the bed while waiting for the discomfort to subside. It was slightly bright outside. The night was finally over. He got off the bed and clenched his fists. Terrifying power shook the air. Luzi grinned. It wasn't bad. A part of the first bodyguard art's energy still remained. After tonight he would be able to completely digest the entire thing. At the same time, he still hadn't consumed the lightning divine art dropped by that rabbit boss. After absorbing that as well as the red and purple orbs, he might be able to break through to the mortal evolution state. The stronger lightning divine art would also boost Luzi's offensive power to a new level. He was really hoping to see how strong he would become. Luzi shook his head and walked out of his room. There was no one in the living room. Lin Ling was still probably cultivating. He then took a shower and came out to find Lin Ling sitting on the couch. Lin Ling's look was strange, but she said nothing. Luzi couldn't resist asking, "What's with that look?" Lin Ling looked away. Nothing. Luzi. He felt Lin Ling was definitely thinking about something strange. Lin Ling suddenly asked, "By the way, when are we going back to school?" Lu Zi thought about it and replied, "After the war at the northern border ends." The sudden breakout of war felt very eerie. Lin Ling nodded and smiled. By the way, Commander Mendy's interview was rapidly spread. Lu Zi's eyes lit up and asked, "The one about me? What did they say?" Lin Ling rolled her eyes. "Come and have a look." Lu Zi walked over and sat next to Lin Ling. There were quite some comments. To be honest, I admit Lu Zi is a prodigy, but to say that he can kill a level 6 mortal evolution state void beast is too much. Perhaps his background is too strong and they want to build him up for success. I think it's because the riot at Gracious System went too crazy and thus Lu Zi would be pushed out. Lu Zi is the most handsome. What if Lu Zi is really that strong? If he really did it, then he would probably be the most talented prodigy in federal history. Maybe he would be the successor to the Four Saints. Are you still asleep? Does Lu Zi deserve it? Several people doubted that Lu Zi could really kill a level 6 mortal evolution state void beast. At this point, Lu Zi frowned. Lin Ling looked at him and asked, "You're angry?" "No, I found something not too good." "What?" Look, there are 100 comments on the first page. 6 of them compliment my handsomeness. If this continues, would I be harassed outside? Lin Ling. A vein popped on her head. She glared at Lu Zi. Can you look at something else? Many people don't believe you. Lu Zi scratched his head. I'm too strong after all. It's quite normal that ordinary people can't understand my power. Why do I need to get angry? Lin Ling silently looked away. This guy was getting too cocky. When they returned, she would find Sister Jing to poke at him. At this moment, Lu Zi and Lin Ling both received a message on their phone. After reading the contents, their eyes widened in disbelief. A natural wormhole appeared 2 light years away from Ina's system. There are currently 3 planetary state void beasts and tens of mortal evolution state void beasts. Aperture opening state ones are countless, requesting support from all nearby solar systems. Lu Zi frowned. How can there still be an order weakening space bomb? Didn't Bobby say it was the last one? All right, that guy lied to him. Report chapter. Contact 2 sitemap. Pocket hunting dimension. C404 can still be saved. Chapter 404 can still be saved.
What?
After looking at the message, Lin Ling frowned and looked at Lu Zi. What do we do? Lu Zi smiled. What else can we do? We need to help, of course. After all, only half of the Ina system's defense force remained. They never expected the appearance of a natural wormhole. Since it appeared, then the 2 of them must go. At this moment, the Federal Martial Artists site and the Dawn Network also released emergency missions. These missions were clearly sent out to everyone. All martial artists could receive missions from the martial artists site, while only students and teachers in the Dawn system could receive news from the Dawn Network. As provided, the corresponding federal contribution points or academic credits would be triple that of equal grade admissions. At this moment, Lu Zi's phone rang. It was a video call. Lu Zi picked it up and Ling Danyu's figure appeared in the air. His face is serious and he said, "Lu Zi, Lin Ling, you know about the situation at Ina's system, right?" Lu Zi nodded. We are planning to go over. Ling Danyu's eyes lit up and he quickly said, "In that case, we hope you two can come with us. We've notified all the aperture opening states and above in the Gracious System. Traveling through our warship will be much faster. We can be there in 2 hours. Lu Zi was a bit surprised. He didn't expect that the Gracious System's defense force would be going as well. If they were to go by themselves, it would take 5 hours. With the defense force, the consumption of fuel would be cut more than half. Fuel was very expensive. Of course he wasn't going to reject this, so he nodded. In that case, we shall. Ling Danyu smiled. Then please come to the rendezvous point at Gracious System Space Station. One could imagine that the situation would definitely be different from last night. There were planetary state void beasts. Lu Zi nodded. We'll come over immediately. Lu Zi hung up and looked at Lin Ling. Let's go. The two went downstairs and Lin Ling went to check out. It was still the same receptionist. Her gaze toward Lucy wasn't complicated like before. Instead, she looked at him with admiration. When the Void Beasts came, she was in Xingzan City. She was one of the victims. Lucy killing the Void Beasts saved her. If this little bitch wasn't with Lucy, she would have gone up to Lucy's room and repaid him. However, Lin Ling's Kai still scared her. The receptionist then smiled. Lin Ling, our boss, has told us that because you saved the city thereby saving him, then the suite will always be kept for you. You guys are welcome to stay here at any time. Of course, the payments have been refunded back to your account. Lin Ling was stunned, but she subsequently nodded. She didn't like the eyes of this woman. Lucy felt great on the other hand. A suite that cost 200,000 star coins a night, and he could stay at any time. This was great. Immediately the two flew out of the city and took out their mission ship and left through it. Half an hour later, their ship stopped at the space station outside the solar system. A few hundred ships were stationed as well. One ship had a length of tens of kilometers. It was like a massive beast. Lucy and Lin Ling got off and placed the ship in their storage ring. Afterward, they saw Ling Dongyu and Bazer approaching them. Ling Dongyu said, "Lucy and Lin Ling, you guys are here." Lucy smiled and nodded. Commander Ling, it seems you've made a successful recovery. In just a few hours, their injuries were pretty much healed. Haha, the medical equipment and serums of the Defense Force are quite good.